Wasting time. Wasting time frustrates everybody, doesn't it? Teenagers, parents, toddlers. Nobody likes to waste time. Nobody likes their time being wasted. So how do we not waste our time or the time of others? Um, with learning in general, this is true of everything. I'm going to specify wasting time specifically with Spanish or a foreign language, but there's 4 tips that you can help to not waste time when you're learning something. First, just break it down. So if you see a long list of something, I don't have a long list around me, do I? But if you have something that is, here, I'll pull out this. This is, I don't know. Anyhow, a long list, like it looks like a column and you can't actually see the words, right? It's just a long list of words, maybe 20 to 25 words, and your brain immediately kind of wants to count them. Before you ever sit down for that long list is you want to break it down. So if you see the long list, break it into at least fourths, maybe thirds, fourths or fifths, and take it in small chunks. If you say, well, it's not a lesson about vocabulary, Suzanne. It's a different kind of lesson. Maybe it's literature, science, history. It's something else that it's going to take some time. Okay, break it down into time slots. 20 minutes. I've told you 20 minutes before. I'll keep on telling you 20 minutes. Set the timer for 20 minutes. Have a goal of maybe we can get to this part by 20 minutes. Everybody knowing that, hey, at this point, we're going to stop or we're going to take a break. That is going to help you to not waste that time, because if you try to do too much at once, you don't get any of it. I mean, you don't get any of it. So break it down. If you're going to make your 20 to 25 word list, maybe you're in a high school Spanish class. I mean, even with Spanish Geniuses, you're expected to make about 25 cards a week. Don't do 25 all at once. You decide, okay, I'm going to make these 5. So you write your 5 cards, you write them down on the flashcards, and then you stand up, turn around, and sit down again. So not only are you making them, almost fell over. Not only are you making them, but you're studying them. So you make the 5 cards, you flip through them in your hand. So here's 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're going to go through your cards and put it in the I know it and I don't know it pile. A lot of times, because you made them, these are obviously my photos from See It and Say It, but if you made them, there's not any. If you made them, then you're going to actually already know them because you made it. So some of these are already going to go in the note pile. Once you get those through those 5, set them aside and do another 5. You'll be amazed at how much quicker your brain grabs it and how you can actually focus in on 5 at a time. And those will go into long-term memory. So break it down either by time or by sections. Noise. If you are in a noisy place physically, then learning is just not going to happen. Yeah, I'm like trying to think of a time when that's not true. It's just not. There's too many external distractions to help the body actually absorb what's going on inside. So, or what's going on in the lesson. So if you're in a noisy spot, just be noisy, do some somersaults, join in the noise, wait until you can get to a quiet spot, or if you can put on headphones and the lesson can go through your headphones and you can block it out and you can focus, that will help. If you're reading and you can put on earplugs, then that will help. If you're in a mentally noisy place, you know what I mean, moms especially, you're concerned about something, your family, there's a health issue, there's a big project, there's something that's about to change or has recently changed, and you're just in a mentally noisy place, sort that out first. After you sort that out, then you can actually have the lesson and teach it as well absorb it. So the students are going to definitely do exactly what you do. They're going to mimic your noise level. So if you're really excited and you're energetic, they're going to mimic that. If you're distracted, they're going to mimic that. If you're not passionate about a lesson, they're going to mimic that. This is why I outsource a lot of my science classes. Like this year, my husband's doing physics with the kiddos because he's much more passionate about it than I am. So you outsource things because they're going to mimic their teacher, their authority. So avoid noise that wastes your time. Number 3, do it again. A lot of times we think, oh, I'll save time by skipping the review. No, you actually end up wasting time because that review is what gets it from short-term memory into long-term memory. So when you're reviewing flashcards, you're reviewing vocabulary, you're reviewing any kind of concept in science or math or history, you want to really make sure that you do that review. It does a lot of things. It gives you confidence and gives your child confidence. For language, it helps them to grab that word quicker. Like think about playing the piano. When you first learn your song on the piano, you're like clunky, your fingers don't know where to go, you're trying hard. Then you get to where it's memorized, your fingers find it faster. Then, if you've been playing this song for 3 years, you don't even have to look. And not only do you know it, but you know it well. Your fingers automatically go there. It's almost hard to slow it down. It's almost impossible to not hit the next note. So that's what it does. The practice helps you to grab that word more quickly with more confidence, and then that springboards you to more knowledge. So do it again, meaning don't skip the review. Review is not a time waster. Review is the solidifying part of the language, of the lesson, of the literature. I mean, think about when you've seen a movie or you've read a book, then you watch it again and you catch new things. Same idea. Don't try to save time by skipping a review. That's not the time to save the time. It doesn't save time. It's opposite. And then the last one, skip the hard words. You like that. So whenever you are looking at a list of words, or you're looking at something that's beyond x plus 1 in history, in science, in math, it's like x plus 20. It's really hard. And you're like, there's no way. Not only can my kid not get this, but it's going to take me 20 minutes to explain it. And they're probably not going to use it because I don't remember the last time I used that, except for when I was in 6th grade or 7th grade or whatever it is. So the reason this came up is because I was watching a video of an online Spanish class. There's a little girl sitting in front of a computer screen. And I heard the teacher on the screen say el asma, la alergia, the allergy, the asthma. I'm at the community homeschool center, and one of my students, who's like 8, comes next to me, and she listens too. And she's like, asthma, la alergia. She's like, you know what, Senora? Goes, what is asthma? I know it's asthma, like asthma and asthma. I know what it is, but what is it? And I was like, asthma, like when you can't breathe? And she's like, mm-mm. So this little lesson on the video that the little 6-year-old on the video was learning, she was learning about the difference between allergies and asthma. But the 8-year-old standing next to me didn't know what asthma actually was. Like, what happens? Do you need an inhaler? She didn't know any of that stuff. So perhaps if you're looking at a list of maladies or sickness or whatever, you're looking at a vocabulary list, and you know that your child doesn't know what that is in English, skip it. Put a line through that. She'll get it later when it's actually in her vernacular. If it comes up in a story, that's different. That's context. But if it comes up just on a list without any context, skip it. Okay. What's the last thing I wanted to say? That was it. So there's 4 ways to avoid time wasting. Break it down, avoid the noise, do it again, so don't skip the review, and do skip the hard words. So time wasters are hard words that you don't use in English. Review is not a time waster. Please do that. It will make it better for you. The noise, don't try to learn anything when it's noisy inside or outside. And be sure to have a plan, meaning take your entire lesson and break it into little bites. Keep it chunky and light. Okay, hope that helps you.